actually, the secret is not a secret. You can actually find the leadership principles, but they're ingrained in
Exactly.
everything you do. And this is very opposite to leadership teams that think, well, culture isn't that important. And for the people who don't know that, that was actually the reason how we started working together. There were some recruitment challenges, but those are everywhere. But we connected, I think, uh, especially on these leadership principles, and bringing these
That's right.
leadership principles in very early in the recruitment process. Can you share what how you looked at it at that point? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think to me that was again a no-brainer, right? I mean, I'm looking at leadership principle, frugality, and simplicity. And to me, that was where I was very curious about Traicie, because what I'm seeing is, okay, so if I look at the funnel of candidates, right? And if I look at the top of the funnel and at the bottom of the funnel, I'm bringing candidates and looking at their, their hard skills throughout the process. I'm giving them assessments to look at their skills, and then comes the final stage, and that is when I'm really finding out if they meet or exceed our leadership principles, if they will raise the bar based on our leadership principles. And to me, Traicie can help us really identify candidates who do meet those leadership principles up front at the top of the funnel. And so I think that makes it more efficient. And every study in quality of hire, not just in Amazon, I'm talking, in my previous life at GE as well, where those employees that are candidates who are going to be a better culture fit, they are the ones who are better quality of hire. And so if you can identify who's the right culture fit right in the beginning, if that individual doesn't fit in job X, I can find a job Y for them in a large organization. I've got enough jobs. I can recycle that candidate. I can, we have a program called Candidate Placement Accelerator, CPA, where we find a candidate who didn't get the job. They went through the whole interview loop. For whatever reason, they didn't get the job. But we're like, hey, these are great candidates. So now we do a matching of those candidates with open requisitions. And then we say to hiring managers, hey, you don't even have to go source. I have candidates ready for you. But I think with Traicie, if we can identify those candidates right at the beginning, at the top of the funnel, that helps our recruitment process. It makes us more efficient, and especially in certain critical roles where there is actually time to fill is a challenge, where the candidate pool is a challenge. It takes a long time to source candidates. I think Traicie, I think, can be a breakthrough.
Yeah, thank you very much, because it's, I think we're not collaborating by chance. I think we have a very similar vision, and it's also what we see, and that's why I'm very grateful for you sharing this vision and sharing this story. And even like I mentioned in the introduction, like, hey, this is a different way of looking at talent. Like, hey, okay, we know that this
Yeah.
candidate doesn't at this point meet this hard criteria, or doesn't know this or this hard skill at this point, but we know it's a magic fit with the leadership principles, so we'll get him or her there. And that's, yeah, that's something that at this stage is still very new, very pioneering, daring to hire for attitude. Companies have been shouting it for years, but the ones applying it are still relatively scarce. So thank you for bringing this
Yeah.
story and adding the value. Uh, and I think we're doing a pilot. We're getting some good results. We're learning also as we go. And but I think, well, yeah. And the great thing was, and I still remember, I didn't know if that was okay for you, Shabazz, because I didn't share the actual data, but just to give the people in the call some knowledge on how we do that, we can, what we call, do an AI powered benchmark, like, okay, which people are your bar raisers? Let's get them into the system, analyze their resumes based on our NLP engine. And what we got, and that was very, yeah, that was that was good stuff. Being the builder, one of the builders from Traicie, like seeing also the leadership principles reflected in even junior software development engineer roles. Like, hey, these people have this very innovative and this very bold and very customer oriented traits, but they're in a very atypical role. Like even the what you would think are very analytical and very, no, at Amazon, even the software developers have this very bold. So it kind of confirmed that you put culture first, and skills you can develop. So that yeah, that was good stuff. Yeah.
I think
So
the dynamics that you have to change is, I think the hiring managers, this is where I think I've realized the challenges, because they still think that they are the best person to actually determine that. But then they are the ones who are saying, hey, I need to hire faster and quicker. And so, I think it's more of education and awareness. But I think to me, this is a no-brainer, because you're actually getting the right people into the organization, and then you can find the right seat for them. That's not a problem. I've always seen it. That's sometimes the easy thing to do. It's finding the right people for your organization is the biggest challenge, and that's what Traicie can solve right at the top of the funnel.
Well, thank you. Yes, so I'm gonna skip these slides because those are very practical. Because and that's why what I also shared in the introduction, like the skill gap is my vision or our vision on the skill gap. It's just an invitation to look at what is a valuable candidate, and if it fits a certain behavioral style or a certain culture. You're stating, hey, this is a valuable candidate. Let's bring him or her in and find a seat or develop a seat. But this idea still needs to grow, and I think testimonials like yourself really help to look from a different perspective at talent and what it is a valuable candidate. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, one thing I want to, because I just mentioned I came back from 2 days of conference, the sourcing conference in Amsterdam, and we talked a lot on. There was a lot of insights being shared on personalized messaging, and we worked with your team also to based on Traicie to get this personalized messaging more resonating with the people that you do want to attract. So I'm just sharing for the audience, well, the message that the normal recruiter would share, being very experience based. Hey, you have experience. We are looking for experience. Please come and talk to us. And what we're doing with your team is, hey, we're looking for this kind of person. We think by doing the Traicie analysis, you might be this kind of person. So please come and talk to us more on an identity level. And what we see within your team is that it's attracting more people, getting more responses, and getting more people opening up to different opportunities because they resonate more on an identity level. But also that is still in a pioneering stage, I would say, to really be very personalized in your outreach. Yeah. So I think the people have been very, very patient, because I saw some actual questions still popping up. So if that's okay with you, Shabazz, I would just like to open up the general Q&A. If people want to raise their hand, maybe unmute their mic, they're very open and invited to do so, and have this wonderful opportunity to talk to you directly and get your sometimes counterintuitive view on things, and which I really appreciate. So if anyone still has a question remaining, please feel free to unmute yourself or to share in the chat, and probably it will be very valuable for the many people who will be watching this recording. So can you show the last slide again? I can, yeah. Oh, no, it was the previous one. So maybe the contrast between the messaging is the important thing. Like this previous, what we call mass competence-based outreach, would be something like, hey, Olesia, I'm reaching out to you because we're looking for motivated and experienced C# developers. Are you open to talk about a great opportunity at Amazon that matches your skills and expertise? And actually, it was a question on the conference two days ago, like, when you work for Amazon, do you get more replies because you represent a big brand? But let me share what we're working with your team. Hey, Olesia, I didn't land on your profile by accident. In our quest to delight our customers and make their lives easier, we at Amazon are always on the lookout for software developers that aim to build what others believe to be impossible. So it's a very bold statement also. Our team consists of solution-oriented, proactive, and big thinking engineers that want to create positive impact. And these elements, like you probably remember, Shabazz, we got from the bar raiser benchmarking. These qualities actually came out of their resumes in doing the NLP analysis. So we use it in trying to resonate with the right people. So you don't have to outreach. You can actually raise your effectiveness, and this is what we also see, but we need to investigate on a more larger scale, reaching out to selected groups of people and then having this very resonating message. Yeah. How do
I know there's